Alrighty, so today I want to talk about the new LRs, more specifically for the teams, the best teams that they are going to be able to be used on. Now, I am recording this before the units are in game, but I will be dropping it the same day of the banners. So, like, you know, this video will be out a little bit early. You can work ahead, maybe farm up some characters that you haven't farmed up yet, get them all finished up and all that, and you'll be able to use them on the best teams for these LRs in specific. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So the first character, who do we want to start with? Let's start with Gohan, because he is, you know, arguably #1 now. So I think a lot of people are going to be excited for this character, and honestly, he's just the first tab that I have open. So, all right, we're not here to break down the kits or anything like that. This character is not really restricted too hard on, you know, categories like Kamehameha and Earthbred Fighters is very, very easy to fulfill. So we need to look at the teams first. So first off, let's go ahead and look at his 200%, just the pure team that he's going to be leading. If you want to run 2 of these characters, Kamehameha is going to be a very good start. So right off the bat with this character, right? The way that we kind of want to set up this team, if you are just trying to get the most out of it right away, this Gohan, the Trio, and UI Goku, these are 3 shoe-in characters that you're going to want to be running at all times if you have them. If you do not have them, there are other alternatives that we can use. AGL UI Goku, this is a must-run as well. We could put Evo Ken on this team as well, and then we are going to be able to fulfill the Kamehameha and Earthbred Fighters easy, because all of these characters, I believe, this one, I believe, should be on Earthbred Fighters, right? Because Vegeta is not on this one. Let me just triple check on that, or let me just double check. Let's make sure Earthbred Fighters, yeah, Earthbred Fighters, yeah. So they are going to be able to fulfill that, because Vegeta is not part of that unit, right? So, like I said, some alternatives. So we have these 3 right here. 4, this is going to be a must run on this team, and then if we want to, so 5. I don't know if this character really you could say is must run, but he is they are very, very good. So. We have to keep that in mind. And then we also have STR Vegito. Now, STR Vegito, I think this is a character like kind of in that 6th spot that you can kind of play around with a bit and try and find like other characters, right? If you are looking at TURs, things do get a little freaky down here. I'm not seeing too many characters that like jump off the page to me. I think God Goku is okay. God Goku always kind of like sneaks his way in to be like the last unit on the team a lot of the times. I do think one thing to look out for is the easy A of this character right here. Where are you guys at? Right here. I think this character is more than likely going to be easy Aang during the celebration, so I think this is going to be a good character to kind of keep in mind whenever they do get that. But I'm looking around trying to see if I could find like that last slot for Kamehameha. Like, you guys can see that Kamehameha is very, very top heavy. Like, if you're missing one of these characters, you're kind of in a pinch, right? Because you're obviously not going to be wanting to run Buhan on this team because he just doesn't have a setup, right? It doesn't work like that. He's not really going to be able to get the most out of him, right? So it's like, I guess you could use, no, because Ultimate Gohan's he needs Buu Saga, right? We're not running Vegito Blue. So really, like, Kamehameha, it's kind of like if you're missing one of these characters, you are in a bit of a pinch. This Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I guess, is okay, right? Like, he's in longer form content, his damage reduction is going to be running low. And then we also are going to have to make sure that we're running this character as well to ensure that he's going to get his intro buff, right? So, like, we have to make sure that we are doing that. I guess Dragon Fist, you can talk about him as well. Like, that character will be okay. I'm just trying to list out some alternatives because someone will say, like, what if I don't have this character, right? 23rd World Tournament Goku, just, it's tough, right? It's really tough to run that character right now. Like, you have to be able to debuff the enemy, and he has to get that guard. Otherwise, he is in trouble. And then it's the same sort of thing with Pat the Power Kid Goku. Like, his main utility right now is damage reduction support and then Rainbow Orb changing, right? Like, that's like his big thing. So, Kamehameha, I think this team is good, but again, it's only like 6 characters on it right now that you really are running. So it's these 3, 4, 5, and then 6, right? Like, this team is just, it needs a little bit more than it has, but it has a good start. So Kamehameha is going to be one of the better teams for this character. Let's go ahead and move on to Super Saiyans. Now, Super Saiyans, this is where you are going to be running this character off lead, or not on the lead, right? Like, he's not going to be your leader. And Super Saiyans has a ton of potential, right? So obviously you're going to be running the Trio as your leader. And then when we have the Trio as your leader, we have a lot of options over here, right? The way we kind of want to set this up is we want to make sure that we are getting the Movie Heroes or All Out Struggle to make sure that they are getting their support and stuff like that. So we have a Movie Hero right here, we have a Movie Hero right here, and then we have a Movie Hero right here. So we are good, right? Like 4 Movie Heroes on the team right away. So that's with the Super Saiyans, with the Trio, Gogeta, Gohan, and then this character right here, the other Super Saiyan Trio. Now you have a little bit more freedom to kind of see what you want to use, right? I think this character, STR Vegito, is very good. I think for like being like a slot 2 demon, I think you can get away with running Broly. For Super Saiyans as well, I want you to look right here. We have Tech Vegeta. I think this character could work out fine for you. And God Goku, yet again, is finding his way onto the list, right? We were talking earlier, but this physical Gohan and Goten and Trunks is more than likely, I think, going to EZA during the celebration. I think it makes sense. And then when it comes to that, that's just about it, right? Somebody to be on the lookout for whenever Tech Gogeta gets his EZA. I guess he could slide onto the team as well, and this is also going to work out very nicely with the sort of, you know, the buff that this character needs, right? With like the movie heroes and stuff like that, right? So I think that'll work out fine. Namek Goku, if he ever gets his EZA, I think that'll work out fine, right? Because Broly, if I'm not mistaken, is not like restricted very hard to, yeah, like he's not restricted to like sort of, you know, needing like category allies, right? So like he's extreme, but he could work on this team, so keep that in mind. So I think Super Saiyans, this is another good option. What else do we got in here? Bonded Parent Child is just okay. Power of Wishes I think is fine, but those are really like the two main teams you want to run him on. And then I guess the last team that we will look at for this specific video, because I don't want this to be like, you know, 45 minutes, will be the Movie Heroes team. Now, again, you are just going to be running Gogeta as your leader, and then this team is going to work out very nicely because we just want to make sure that we have like our Earth Red fighters and stuff like that. So Super Saiyan Trio, Gohan, Beast Gohan, Gogeta, this is going to work out well. Who else do we have? We have Piccolo, you can run on this team. The Super Saiyan Trio again. Who else do we have? We have God Goku. He works out nicely. Sometimes you can get away with running Dragon Fist in certain situations. The Exchange, Vegeta, and Piccolo here, they are all right. You can run the Gammas if you need to, but again, it's going to be tricky because you're not going to be able to... They are not an Earthbred Fighters character, right? Because you need Earthbred Fighters. What was the other one? There's two categories that you need. It's Earthbred Fighters or Kamehameha, right? So they are not Earthbred Fighters or Kamehameha, right? Like there's no reason these characters would be on Earthbred Fighters, right? Technically, they were made there, though, but no, they're not Earthbred Fighters. I didn't think so. Okay, so Movie Heroes, like this team is going to be just okay. I think you are a little bit more restricted because you need to make sure that you are filling Kamehameha and Earthbred Fighters. I think if you want to slide this Piccolo in as like this character would also fit the restriction that we need, so this would be a nice little character to run, but again, his prime is kind of past a little bit, but he could be ran like marginally. I think you can get away with that character, but again, like, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So like this is a pretty good team right here for like running just pure Movie Heroes, right? I think that can work out pretty well. So Movie Heroes, I think this team is decent, but there we go for Gohan. I think the best teams for this character right now are going to be Kamehameha, Super Saiyans, and Movie Heroes, because right now a lot of these teams are just missing like that full connection. I guess Buu Saga as well. Like you could run this character on Buu Saga easily, right? Like let me just talk about this one really quickly because this video is already getting pretty long. So Buu Saga, right? With Earthbred Fighters and Kamehameha, that's like that's really easy, right? So like for the leader, you run like Vegito, and then that's Kamehameha. We have you right here. We run you, and so that's 3 characters right off the bat, and then we have 4 right here with Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Then it gets a little bit tricky, right? Who else is on Buu Saga that's good? Gotenks is decent wherever he's at. Gotenks right here. The Super EZA for Super Saiyan 3 Goku. The Super EZA for Tech Gotenks. This is a big category, huh? Where is he at? Yeah, so the Super EZA right down here for you. The Super EZA for you right here. And technically, you could run this character as a support if you really want to. But again, he fits more on the villain side of things for this team. But again, this team can work out just fine, right? Like Buu Saga, I guess, is one of the better teams for this character. So that'll be like the last one we talk about. But now, let's go ahead and move on to Broly. Again, there's a lot of teams for this character. So Super Saiyans, Movie Heroes, Kamehameha, Majin Buu Saga, right? Goku Family's okay. Hybrid Saiyans is okay. Like, there's some teams you can run this guy on. Power Wishes too, I guess, too. So, let's go ahead and move on to Broly. Now, Broly. We are in a bit of a tricky spot with this character. This is something where we have to think about the uncontrollable power category. This just right away, you're going to want to run uncontrollable power. So, like, the 2 best teams for this character easily are going to be uncontrollable power as well as movie bosses, because movie bosses is just like a core 6, right? So uncontrollable power. And by the way, these are literally the same teams. Like for uncontrollable power and movie bosses, it's literally the same thing. So uncontrollable power, right? Let's go ahead and get started with this one. We're going to be running 2 of these guys, obviously, with Broly. And then the next characters, we're going to run 1 version of this Broly right here, if you have him. Cell Max, AGL Broly, so those are your core 4 right here. These are the 4 must-include units on the team at all times. Tech Broly easily is making the cut with this team, so that's 5 right here. Hopefully you do have this character. And then when it comes to the 6th spot, this is where things get a little bit trickier, right? You could run the Int Broly Easy A. It is tricky. You could run Haruda Garn. Fat Boo, I guess, technically could work, but I probably wouldn't run him on this team. The synergy isn't great. Is Physical Kid Boo on this team? Physical Kid Boo is on this team, yeah. So the Super Easy A Physical Kid Boo, I guess, could work on this team. So you guys can see there's definitely some flaws with this specific team, right? Like it's very like it's literally like 5 or 6 characters that you want to be running on this team at all times, and there's not really much wiggle room in that 6th spot. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, and it's like hopefully Janemba Easy A soon, but who knows with that. Yeah, like 6, I guess you just run this Broly, right? And that's literally the same thing as Movie Bosses. There's only one difference that Movie Bosses doesn't have to this team, but again, like this is a very good team. Like it's good, but he is stuck like just to one category, and that can be a bit frustrating, right? So it's like what we want to do is look at Movie Bosses, but then we also need to consider uncontrollable power at the same time for this Broly, right? So it's like we run if we're going to go pure Movie Bosses, the way we want to set this up is we want to run 2 of this character right here. So 1 of you, it's basically the same thing. Like I said, this core 4 lineup right here with Broly, Cellmax, Broly, and then you have a little bit more freedom here with Turles, the Broly trio, Tech Broly. These 3 characters are going to work out fine. So that's 7 for you right there in terms of options. And then we can go down here. Haruda Garn is 8. We got Golden Frieza, that's going to make 9. Int Broly's Easy A is going to make 10. What else do we got down here? Not too much, right? So there's 10 options on Movie Bosses, and I think that these 2 for sure are going to be the best setups for this Broly, because you're going to be able to get plenty of his links. You're going to be able to stay with uncontrollable power, the things that you are going to be needing for this character the most, right? So looking at his other categories, I think Transformation Boost is another team that we could potentially run this guy on, but you are going to be in a little bit of a tricky spot for, again, the uncontrollable power that you are going to want, right? So just objectively running this team, like, you will be fine. Like, you're going to run AGL Broly as a lead. You're going to bring this Broly. You're going to bring this version of Broly right here. We're going to bring UI Goku. We're going to bring Physical Gogeta. We're going to bring, so that's 5 right there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. And then for that 6th spot, we're going to want to find, like, we could run Piccolo potentially. We could run Tech Broly potentially, right? With the uncontrollable power. So that's like a good spot right there. You could run Haruda Garn. You could run this version of Vegeta, Golden Frieza, God Goku. Like, a lot of different setups here for Transformation Boost, and I think that is just going to be like a decent team to be running this guy on. But really, uncontrollable power and Movie Bosses are going to be your best bet with these 2 with this character. So there you have it, the best teams for both of the new units. If I missed any, don't forget to leave them in the comment section below. And if you did enjoy today's video, don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and leave a like if you did enjoy today's video. That's all I got for you. Like I said, don't forget to do all that stuff down below. If you want to join the Discord, the link is down in the description. You can make some friends, talk about Dokkan, and get help. Anything that you need, we can interact with you over there. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.